Hi, my name is Zita and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm so pleased that you chose to be here. We'll be moving through a 20-minute flow today that focuses a lot on strengthening through the legs. So when you get ready, you can find a malasana squat or a yogi squat at the top of your mat. This will have your feet a lot wider than you typically would, with the toes pointing out 45 degrees. If you want, you can find a seat onto your block, but just take the hands to heart center and just settle in. Letting the elbows come to the inner thighs. Start to notice the breath as it's here. Feeling that full length of the inhale and the full length of the exhale. We'll move through a brief warm-up today. This is low impact on the wrists, but if there's anything you want to do in addition beforehand to maybe warm up through the legs, you can do so. Also, if there is anything in particular you want to add to the end of your practice, know that you have that opportunity once the 20 minutes are out. Then when you're ready, plant the fingertips or the hands on the ground, keeping your legs nice and long and wide. Just find that halfway lift. And once you take a full inhale here, and a full breath out. You have the option as well to use a block when you come into those halfway lifts, but when you're ready, just bring it all the way back down again to that malasana squat. Breathe in as you lift up through the hips, finding that nice halfway lift. And breathe out as you drop back down into that malasana squat. We're just heating up and warming up through the glutes. Breathe in into the hip flexors, lift the hips. And your breath out, drop it back down into that malasana squat once again. Inhale for your halfway lift, lengthen through the spine. Your exhale, just drop it all the way back down again. Hands to the ground and just slowly lift up to the hips one final time. As your exhale, sink it down and then step back slowly into your plank pose. And you're just filling out into the body here. Getting into any movements. Maybe you bounce on the toes, maybe you shift forward and back, pushing deep into the palms. You won't be here for too long, so when you're ready, shift the weight forward all the way so you come onto the tops of the feet and roll into your tabletop pose. Breathe into your cow spine, lifting the hips, dropping the belly. Exhale is that cat spine, bring the gaze all the way back to the thighs. Full inhale is that cow spine, bring the gaze forward. Exhale into that cat spine, rounding through the blades. Finding that neutral spine, reach the right hand forward and left foot back. You have the option here to float it off the mat into your spinal balance. When you're ready, elbow to the knee, tuck it under the body. Inhale, spinal balance. Exhale, tuck it underneath the body. Inhale is your spinal balance. This time draw that left heel to the glute, sweep the right hand back, tabletop dancer pose. Now you don't have to grab the foot, but feel what it's like to have that reach. You can bring the gaze forward, you can peek over that right shoulder, whatever feels right in your body. You can play with the grip, so you draw the heel closer to the glute if you want something more in the thighs. When you're ready, you can slowly release the right hand to the ground and keep that left leg and sweep it left side off the mat, dropping the hips down towards the heels, keeping the nice long arms. When you're ready, rise up to your gate pose, shoulders over the hips, hands sweep over the head, taking a full breath in. Your exhale drops that left hand down, sweeping the right hand nice and far over the head, getting that side body stretch. When you're ready, let the big exaggerated swoop, hips to the heels, drop that right hand down next to that right knee, modified side plank. Drawing the left heel into the glute, draw that left hand all the way back and open up into it. Take one big breath in into this bound modified side plank. Then slowly release that left foot back, sink the hips back. When you're ready, draw your shoulders over the wrists and then slowly step your left foot all the way to the back of your mat, pushing down into the toes, opening up into the back of the leg. Slowly move back into your tabletop pose. Breathe in, cow pose. Breathe out into that cat spine. Finding your neutral spine, spinal balance. Sweep the right foot back, plant it on the back wall as your left hand reaches forward and faces towards center. Take a big inhale here. And slowly draw knee to elbow, tucking it underneath the body. Inhale, spinal balance, pump that energy. Exhale, tuck it underneath the body. Spinal balance is your big breath in. Your exhale, right heel to the glute, sweep that left hand back. And maybe you take a hold, maybe you just find space. As you kick into it, you can open up through the shoulder. If you really want to focus on the legs, draw that heel nice and close to the glute. Activating through the body, pushing into that right hand. Slowly release the left hand to the mat and sweep the right foot off to the right side and then drop the hips down towards that left heel. And when you're ready, start to bring your way up, hands over the head, shoulders over the hips. Your exhale, find that gate pose. Right hand slide down the right thigh as the left hand reaches up and over the head. Take a big inhale here as your exhale sweeps it down to the other side, modified side plank. Root that left hand down and float that right foot up. If you wish, you can find that bind here, drawing that right heel to the glute, reaching that right hand back, opening up into the chest. One full breath in. As your exhale slowly releases that right foot back to the right side of the mat, sink the hips down as the hands reach forward. This weird fluid motion, reaching your shoulders into that over the wrist and step that right foot back. Drop down as you push into that right heel to open up through the back of the leg before bringing that right knee to meet the left. Tucking the toes, rise up into your downward facing dog, hips rise to the sky. You can pedal out through the feet here. You can drop into one knee and then the other if that feels good. Maybe pedaling out through the heels. Maybe you find a child's pose that's a little longer. Maybe you just find stillness. And then just noticing your breath here. Noticing your shoulders. When you're ready, three-legged dog, floats the right foot up. Pushing into the hands, your exhale, right knee to the nose, rounding through the spine. Three-legged dog, sweeps that right foot up and high. As your exhale draws the knee to the nose, stepping the right foot between the hands. Breath in is that cow lunge. Option here to take 2 blocks underneath the shoulders, left knee to a hover, right knee over the right ankle. Your exhale is that cat lunge as you shift the hips back, bringing the blocks with you if you have them, flexing into the right toes. Really opening into the hamstrings, breathe in and breathe out. Bending into that right knee, rise up to your crescent lunge, keeping that left knee hovered off the ground, reaching the fingertips nice and high. Take a full breath in. As your exhale reaches a little higher, straightening through that back leg. When you're ready, goalpost the arms, left knee hovers. Inhale to your crescent lunge. Exhale, lower the left knee to a hover. Inhale, go and then drop it down again. I might be going a little too fast even in the video for my voice. And when you're ready, fly the arms behind you and reach the heart forward. Float that back foot off the mat, airplane pose. Lifting it up through the chest, take one big breath in. As your exhale, Shiva squat, left knee comes behind the right, hands to heart. Inhale is that airplane pose. Exhale, Shiva squat, drop it down. Breath in is that Shiva squat, lengthen through the spine, let it be wobbly. And your exhale is a long curtsy. Sweep the left foot off the right side of your mat. You can touch the foot down or you can keep it hovered, but without moving that right knee, sweep that left foot back, open it up to your warrior two. Right hand reaches forward, left fingertips back. Inhale, high flying warrior, keeping your feet put straight in through that right leg. Your exhale, pushing the hands out into that warrior two. Take a full breath in, high pyramid pose, pivot your toes. Your exhale, drop it down into your goddess pose. Feet are out 45, knees are somewhere over the ankles, and imagine that you're sitting back in a chair. You can bounce here, you can sway side to side, but when you're ready, inhale, high pyramid. Exhale, drop it down to that goddess pose. And breath in is that high pyramid. And your exhale, goddess pose, open the arms, squeeze the shoulder blades. Breath in, hands to the sky, keep the goddess legs. And then your exhale, slowly drop it down, Prasarita, wide-legged forward fold. Breath in is that halfway lift, but fly the arms nice and long. Drop it into your lateral lunge, back of the mat, left foot out 45 degrees. Head is higher than the hips, really lifting up into the chest, rooting into the knife edge of that right foot. Slowly move into a flying low lunge, top of your mat. Hands reach behind you, bending deep into that right knee. Hands to the ground. Inhale, standing splits. Lift that right foot up to the sky. And your exhale, forward, or Utkatasana, chair pose. That was your left foot to the sky. Can't see through the thing. Inhale, hands to the sky. And your exhale, sink it down a little deeper. Fly the arms behind you on the breath in. Your breath out launches all the way up, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold, drop it all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms and step it back to your plank or move through your vinyasa if you wish. And when you're ready, you can make your way to downward dog. Find this on the other side. Three-legged dog, left foot rises when you're ready. Reaching deep into the hands, extend through the heel. Your exhale, knee to nose, round through the spine. Inhale, three-legged dog, reach that left foot up. Your exhale, knee to nose, round through the spine, step your left foot forward. Inhale is that cow lunge, drop the right knee to a hover, roll the shoulders back. Exhale is that cat lunge as you shift the hips back, flexing into those left toes. Pausing here if you wish, but when you're ready, bend into that left knee, drop the right to a hover, hands to the sky for your modified crescent lunge. When you're ready, lengthen through that back right leg, take a full inhale. Exhale, drop it down to a hover, goalpost the arms. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, drop it down to a hover, goalpost the arms. Breath in is that crescent lunge, goalpost the arms. One more time. Inhale, keep it low, hands to the sky. Fly it back for that airplane arms, chest down towards the thigh. When you're ready, float that back foot off of the mat, airplane pose, lifting up through the chest, rooting into that left foot, full breath in. Exhale is that Shiva squat, right knee behind the left. Inhale is that airplane pose. Exhale is that Shiva squat, drop it down nice and low. Inhale is that Shiva squat, reach that right foot back. And then find that nice long curtsy as you sweep that right foot off the left side of your mat. You can hover, you can touch it down. Keep that left knee nice and bent and sweep that right foot back for your warrior two. When you're ready, breathe into your high pyramid pose, straightening through both legs, feet stay where they are. Exhale, hands through heart center, open it up to your warrior two once again. Breath in is that high pyramid pose, pivot the left toes. Exhale, drop it down to that goddess pose. Hips sink, go posting through the arms. When you're ready, lift up the right heel, balancing the right toes. Slowly lower it down. Find this on the other side. Lift the left heel, then drop it down. Then reach both heels off, balancing on the toes. Maybe you sink the hips a little lower. Breathe in. Exhale, drop it down to your prasarita, wide-legged forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, fly the arms. Exhale, drop it down, lateral lunge, back of your mat. Lifting through the chest, fly the arms wide, take a full breath in. Exhale is that flying low lunge, top of your mat. Pivot both toes around, reach the hands back. When you're ready, hands to the earth, standing splits, right foot to the sky. And your exhale drops it down into your Utkatasana, right foot meets the left as you sink the hips nice and low, hands reach nice and high. Maybe you float the heels off of the mat, and then maybe you find diver's pose, reaching the hands behind you, maybe the hips lift. One full breath in. And your exhale slowly drops the heels, breath in, sweep the hands to the sky. As your exhale, goalpost through the arms, open up into the chest. Full inhale is that mountain. Full exhale, drop the hands to the heart. Breath in, coming straight into a mountain pose. Exhale is that forward fold. Breath in, bends into that right knee, sweep the left hand to the sky as the right hand roots down. When you're ready, you can slowly reach the left hand a little higher, and then exhale, drop it down. Find this on the other side, bend the left knee, sweep the right hand to the sky, take one full inhale here. And when you're ready, you can start to slowly lower that right hand down. Breath in, lifts up halfway, lengthen through the spine. And your exhale slowly melts the heart down, forward fold. Breath in is that lifted left knee raise, hands to the sky, flex into the left foot as you drop into your standing or into your eagle bind. Left leg drapes over that right thigh, left arm sweeps underneath the right. You can hold opposite shoulders here if you wish. Sinking the hips nice and low. Inhale, unwind, hands to the sky, release that left foot. Sweep that left foot behind you, catch an inside of that left foot. You can find your dancer's pose, reaching the right hand nice and high, kicking into the heel if you want to open the shoulders, before slowly dropping into your warrior one, and then sliding that left leg, that front right leg straight. When you're ready, find a low pyramid pose, taking that halfway mark, readjusting, sweeping that right hip back before lowering your hands down to blocks or towards the earth. When you're ready, you can take a full breath in, find that halfway mark, and your exhale lowers the heart down. Breathe in, find a standing split, bend the right knee and sweep the left foot to the sky when you're ready. And then slowly bring it back to your Utkatasana. Inhale, reaches the hands in front of you. Inhale again, right knee up to the sky and find that standing eagle bind. Right leg drapes over the left thigh, right arm underneath the left. You can hold opposite shoulders or find that bind, sink it low, breathe in and breathe out. Inhale, unwind, lifted right knee raise, hands to the sky. As your exhale finds dancer's pose, hand inside of that right foot. If you really want to work on the glutes here, draw that right heel close into the glutes, lifting the left hand to the sky. Slowly release that right foot back into warrior one feet before reaching the hands to the sky, straightening through that left leg. Prep for low pyramid, breathe in here. As your exhale slowly finds that halfway mark, reaching that left hip back, right hip forward. Breath in here as your exhale slowly lowers the heart down for that low pyramid pose. Take a big breath in, halfway lift. And your breath out is that forward fold. Slowly and in your own time, you can find your standing splits, lifting that back leg up to the sky. Exhale is that forward fold. Breathe into your halfway lift. As your exhale, slowly sink the hips down, reach the hands forward as you start to lower everything down to the mat, dropping the sit bones. Reaching both legs in front of you, find a staff pose, rooting the sit bones grounded down. Take a big inhale here as you settle down, and a big breath out. It's gonna get a little weird here. You're gonna bring that left heel and then sit on it. This is a nice way of opening up through the top of that foot. It can be a lot though, so make sure you put a little pressure into the hands as you ease into it. And then when you're ready, slide that left foot outside of the bum, just to the left of the hip. Bring the hands behind you and start to slowly and easily bringing your way back onto the back. I definitely do not do this in the most graceful way, but it can be really nice for opening up through the front of the thigh. If you have any sensitivity in the knees, I would recommend maybe not going this deep, but finding hero's pose where you sit on the knees, hips to the heels. Otherwise, you can just take a moment, keeping the legs close together. And when you're ready, you can start to bring your weight up and then slide the left foot forward, and we'll find this on the other side. Sitting on the right foot, keeping the thighs close together. And then take your time as you feel into it. This side might be a little bit different. And when you're ready, slide that right foot from underneath you off to the right side. And take your time as you begin to lower down. I suffer from restless leg syndrome. And yes, it is a thing, but I get it really bad at night when I'm trying to sleep, and it actually keeps me, I actually have it right now as I'm here, but doing these type of stretches is really helpful. I find I do them at like 3 a.m. in the bed, and they help tremendously. So if you do have that, I'm sorry. But this could help alleviate some of what that weirdness is. Then when you're ready, you can either come back up the way you came down, or you can just slide that right foot out from underneath you. And then just find your place on the mat. So this is our practice. I want to thank you so much for joining me. You can take any other final postures that you would like to add in. You might feel inspired, you might feel like, okay, I'm done. But in any case, thank you again. I hope you have a great rest of your practice, a great rest of your day, evening, night, whatever time it is. Be sure to comment or ask me any questions, like and share if you think that this will be helpful for someone else. Thank you.